friendly people, what's been up? I found the sweetest email in my inbox today, and I just had to share it with you. It reads, Dear Danica, I know you're reporting on high-profile stories these days, but if you have time, I'd like to forward a public thank you on your show. I'm a BVA senior who would never have gotten an A on their final cinematography project if it wasn't for Spider-Man's help. I was so grateful, I decided to name my new hamster after him. It meant a lot that he took the time to help me, given how much he's had to deal with lately. Sometimes the smallest
What up, K-Hung?
make ripples. If you read this, thanks for reading. Sincerely, Odyssey. Oh, Odyssey, I love stories like this. Small things make such a difference. So, here is my challenge for all of you. Do something.
Soccer practice in a few minutes. Damn, bro, you on that grind.
Buy a friend a coffee, put a coin in the meter next to yours. Anything. You never know what.
Ugh. Hold on, y'all know the drill. Gotta update the old stream. What up, Mikey? Mikey's here. Alright, stream. Got that update. Beautiful. What's up, dude? What's up? What up, Ronan? Ronan's here. 7:30 to 8:45. That's a pretty good training sesh right there. Just gotta ping the Discord and then we're good to go. Got here 20 seconds early. Davin did get here 20 seconds early. Just gotta ping the Discord and then we're good to go. Alright, so we literally do not have that much to do. We have a few missions to do, and then I think some stunt Spidey if we want to do that. But what do we gotta do? We already did that. I think we quite literally only have. What up, Davin? We only have, this popped up. We got that, we got a photo, we got the flame, and we got a bird. So we only got a couple things to do, not too much. But yeah, I would like to do a little bit of stunt Spidey as well. Cause I said I was gonna do it last stream. I actually titled the stream Stunt Spider-Man, and I just ended up not being able. What up, Chris? Not too many people in the stream. No, we just started, bro. It doesn't matter how many people are in the stream. Doesn't matter at all to me. But no, yesterday I titled the stream Stunt Spider-Man, and I just didn't get around to doing it because I was trying to do all of the missions with all of the goal handicaps. Surprised Tian isn't here. He might be in Akane stream. Our lead mod is streaming on Discord too. I try my best not to stream when she's streaming. Yeah, Mike, go tell Akane I said hi. I try my best. What up, Carson? I try my best not to stream when she's streaming because I don't want to take any attention away. But I also wanted to finish Spider-Man 2 tonight, and I didn't want to do it off stream because you guys have watched me do the whole thing. And then once we're officially finished with this, we can move on to whatever the next game is. Imagine someone sends 300. That would suck. I'd have to delete the save file. But I'm a man of my word. But yeah, don't do that. No one should be spending that kind of money. Let's go through it. Let's go through it. Minor Stunt Spidey. Are you streaming tomorrow? Probably not. Tomorrow's not the 16th, is it? tomorrow would be the 15th for me. What up, Mobu? He might be in a different time zone. So tomorrow very well might be the 16th for him. Yo, y'all, there are different time zones. It could very well be the 16th for him. Yeah, bro, it's different time zones. All y'all in my chat acting like y'all know better. They're different time zones, bro. You're at the ER. Why are you at the ER, bro? You okay? How's your day, man? Like, what's going on? I mean, you're... Dude, honestly, yo, low-key, shout out to that guy, to Spider-Boy. He's in the ER and still popped up on the stream.
What's this? Lance and a thumb drive? They say you should never plug in a drive of unknown origin. But I know Norman, I think.
But I know Norman. Went to the gym, did cardio, W cardio, arm day, leg day, and then in between those I do cardio. Damn, bro, you hit everything. Good for you.
I wanted you to have this, and I wasn't positive I'd be here to give them to you myself.
Harry.
After the Emily May Foundation was destroyed,
My stomach is achy and I'm dizzy. Why though?
I went to see what I could recover before it got.
Because I'm fat and I need to lose weight? Nah, don't talk to yourself like that, man. Just say you're on a cut.
And one of May's blossoms. And I thought, if you gene splice them together, we might get a hardy enough plant to produce seeds.
Wow. Well, okay.
How's your day been? How's your day been, Elwin? Yo, Miles, I bought the first facial the other day, and I bought a lens-less mask to go with it. And I made the mask half-inch larger than my facial. Is that okay? It should be. Normally I do an inch, but, I mean, hopefully it works. I believe it works. Oh, we have another gene splicer. You know what that means. I've got to bring out the old detective voice. We need a leaf, so there's going to be a leaf. I don't know where the leaf's going to be. But let's do the leaf in the sun. Where's the sun going to go? The sun can't go there. The sun can't go there. So it's going to go over here. What can we do? We can do a water. We do need a water. The water can go here. After that, we can get a hydrogen. Hydrogen can go there. The hydrogen to the hydrogen. It can go to the sun. We already have a sun in there. Beautiful. Now we need a number one. Number one for the water. The water on the number one. And then we need one with the 3 and one with the 4. That's not going to work. So we're going to have to try again. I forgot. This one actually took me a really long time last time. But I'm going to do it, chat. Okay, so we tried to start with the leaf. The leaf didn't work. Let's try to start with the water. We have a 4 on the bottom. We're going to do the 4 on the bottom. We're going to do water and a water. Then we have a number 1. Number 1 to the 1. It's going to be to the sun. Number 1 to the sun. That's how it's done. We have a leaf. Leaf on 3. I'm not going to skip it, Devin. Leaf on top. It's 2. That's how you know it's true. It doesn't go anywhere, so we got to restart. Okay. No, not to worry at all. So we tried that. Let's try this water now. We have a 3 on the bottom and a 3 on the top, so we'll do that. Then we have a 1 on there, we have a 1 down there, so let's do a leaf on the water. So now we have a little wet leaf. Now we have the leaf, we need a number 2. Where's the number 2? We have another leaf, we have 2 leaves, there you know. Skip it. No, I'm not going to skip it. Y'all can go suck a bugger. We have another leaf, we need a 3. We have a 3 for the sun. Sun's number 1. Now we need a number 1 and a number 2. We need to have a 1 and a number 2. I did it! All of you buggers telling me to skip are losers.
I knew you could do it, Pete. Now, you know those little bee drones we salvaged from the field studies? We just leveraged their relocation data sets to plant those seeds around the city.
You're some kind of genius, Harry.
Number 1 to the sun, that's how it's done, is a hard line. We can do that on a shirt. Yeah, but how can I make sure the shirt has the accent?
It'll be years before we see the results. And who's to say where you and I will...
The accent is what makes it real.
Let alone years from now.
That's rude. Miles calling us losers. I thought you were all about peace and love on this channel. How dare you?
So Emily and
Oh, you were trying to get me to skip the thing. Come on, Carson, be a team player.
I love you, Pete. I really do. And I know the Foundation didn't end up going the way I'd hoped, but...
Say it again. I don't want to say it now. Now that you're asking me to, that's a little weird.
I bet by the time you get this, we'll have already started a new foundation. Just me and you. From scratch. Go us.
Go us.
Oh,
Go
one
us.
last thing.
Go to practice. Go to practice, bro.
Found a little something for you.
This is not that hard of a suit. Not gonna lie. This suit is not it. Yeah, Harry really had the last laugh with this fit. They could have gone all out, but they didn't go all out. They just went out. Yeah, not a fan of that suit for sure. It's like a spaceman. I mean, I'm gonna rock it. Let's do this one. This looks like a crash test dummy. I'm gonna rock this guy. That's fun. Oh yeah, let's go stop the flame with this suit on. I hate the suit, bro. They did bad on the suits. Yeah. The suits in the second game, I feel like they went quantity over quality. They just kind of put whatever in there. Yeah, like this should be one suit and should be a variant of the two. Oh, I didn't know No Way Home was in this game. That's sick. How did I not know that? Probably because I don't use that suit, but I would use that suit. That's pretty cool.
I'm going after her.
Yeah, dude, this suit is so great. What do you think of the Adidas suit? I think it's overhated. It's not as bad as people say it is. It's crazy you never use Tom's suit. I normally let other people pick the suits. Actually, no, I always let other people pick the suits. I'll choose the suit. Actually, I'm allowed to choose the suit as long as I have the option to. I'm gonna do the No Way Home suit. I'm allowed to choose the suit until a DONO tells me otherwise.
We have no idea what their Crimson Hour Doomsday event is, and she just runs in.
Alright, can I take these guys down silently? I would hope so. You can't see me because I'm above you. Oh, two of you. Hello, goodbye. Knock right into each other.
There we go.
This suit actually looks really cute. So sad we never got Spider-Man 2 DLCs. Was there supposed to be DLCs for this game? I feel like it was... Huh? Oh. Favorite quote from the Toby trilogy? Like, as a joke or the real one? Because the real one would be Aunt May's speech. But the joke would be, I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye. Because that's just iconic. Why did that guy kick the trash can 7 feet away? There was, but because of an examining the DLC got canceled. That's a little lame. Why wouldn't they still just release it? Like, who cares if it got leaked? I'm sure people were still gonna play it.
That's not a good rumble.
How did Yuri get in but didn't take out those other guys? That's my question.
Just need to get to her.
Excuse me.
Anyone hear me? Anyone?
I have so many things I could do. And my choice is going to be to drop right in front of him. What's up, bro? Anyway. It was because whatever the company name, I guess, had very financial. People hacked the files. Oh, I see. So it was like a pettiness thing. Oh, not the spider cake.
I want this cleared as soon as possible.
What happened to the roof?
Clear that rubble now! Now!
Yuri's behind that rubble. I take out these cultists, I can get to her. And the flame. Wait. They're making explosives here.
They're making explosives? I don't like that. That seems dangerous. Come on, man. Why'd you gotta do that? Walking right where I'm at.
Was alone. It was hard to tell in all of the smoke.
Somebody better know.
Amber, some assistance.
Oh, well, look at that. They're all bunched up. Hey, guys.
You're late, fools, Beacon. You get left behind.
I forgot I had this, actually.
Squares show up to parties on time. The world will be cleansed if you're fulfilled. Where's this Crimson Hour? Is Brooklyn the target? Brooklyn!
Oh, that's a sick combo right there.
What do you people want?
It's not what we want. It's about space.
Now to clear the rubble.
Yeah. That's definitely like a hack for this game. That looks like suspiciously like a boss battle arena.
Stop! The fool's Beacon himself, as I prophesied. No! I knew you had it in you, Yuri.
You know I've hit rock bottom when I'm coming into Miles' stream. No, oh, that's funny. I'm joking, you're the GOAT. Don't take anything seriously. Really don't even take anything serious. I never take anything serious. Hey, catch.
You're gonna have to go through me.
I probably should have saved my symbiote surge for this fight. I don't know why I didn't. I distinctly remember her being difficult. You're becoming part of my background noise routine. Thanks, man. I'm glad that I am glad that I am in the background noise. Akane and Kiki say hi. They're gonna be killed by creepy puppets. Tell Akane that her hear me out cake I'm still judging her for.
The flame needs to die, Spider-Man. The longer he lives, the more people will get hurt.
Oh, she's zapped. Who's the most terrifying, Green Goblin or Carnage? Probably Carnage.
Trust me.
Trust you? What about you trusting me?
Who's on your hear me out cake? I'll make a video of that one day if you guys really want to see that. But that I feel like that would not be a super appropriate video.
No, I can't even imagine. But that still doesn't make this right.
I am not letting him get away again. I can't.
I'm Team Miles. We're on the same team.
Yuri. I don't die. It's not like I want to free him.
No.
How's it going? This weekend I'm watching TASM 1 with friends, which is interesting as Mark Webb films with Andrew Garfield the movies I'm watching. Dude, that I love those movies. Oh! Okay, sorry, I was reading your comment.
If you want the flame, you're gonna have to go through me.
Amazing Spider-Man 1 is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. I think I actually have it ranked as like number 3.
You're going to have to kill him, Yuri. My prophecy says he'll never stop.
Your prophecy is wrong, mostly because I'm illiterate. I cannot read it. I don't think I've ever actually parried a move successfully in this game. I have always tried to dodge and missed. Peter and Yuri's voice actors are married. Is that really? Is that really true? That's sick.
This path you're on never ends well, Yuri. Trust me.
Trust you?
Why is a fire truck called a fire truck when it carries water? Shouldn't it be a water truck? No, there's other trucks called water trucks. The reason it's called a fire truck is probably because the other trucks that are water trucks aren't used for fighting fires. So they need to call it what it is. I agree though, it should be called a fire truck, but I mean it should be called a water truck. But I think the distinction is just it's specifically going to fight the fire.
I am not letting him get away again. I can't.
If I stab a cereal box, am I a serial killer? Depends. Is it whole grain or not?
It's not like I want to free him.
I believe in your ranking you said Tasman number 4. I could be mistaken. Let me think. What was my ranking? I said number 1 was Into the Spider-Verse. Runner-up was Spider-Man 2. I think number 3 was TASM. If it wasn't TASM, what was it? It was Beyond the Spider-Verse. I think... Someone go back and check if you could. I think my ranking was... I put Beyond the Spider-Verse and TASM at 3 and 4.
I'm only gonna enjoy this a little bit.
Oh, not Beyond, Across. I can't remember which one I put above the other one. I think in my original YouTube ranking, I put Across the Spider-Verse for above it, but I think when I re-ranked them on TikTok, I put TASM above it. Those two are pretty interchangeable though, because they're so different, but they're both so great in their own way.
Open your eyes.
Everything's blurry.
Your older brother met Yuri. Your own thought. That's cool.
You care more about being good than you doing good. Always have.
You talk like I've never saved anyone.
Oh, and nobody's died under your watch.
Jeez, chill, Yuri.
You're the one who wanted to wait to come here. If we had followed your plan, the flame would have escaped by now. You're a fool.
The snake from Kung Fu Panda on the
You're not
cake?
the authority on
Viper?
justice. Why would you be?
I'm gravely worried
You're just a
about
man
her.
in a costume
You should do a beatboxing video.
playing hero.
I should just beatbox my way through the rest of the stream.
How many times have you messed up? Too many.
What? I'm not allowed to mess up?
Said I was perfect.
Stop acting like it and let's kill him.
I can't do that. I can't even whistle. Those are two completely different things,
Never
though.
going to convince me.
Kiki has 7 rough tiles. That's disturbing.
You're letting the flame escape.
Chill. My bestie sent me a cameo from Yuri for Christmas, and he was the sweetest and nicest ever. Like 5 minutes of him being the best. Yuri seems like such a nice guy, like such a genuine dude. That's super cool of your friend too. That's such a great gift.
Yuri. You okay?
Damn.
You need to figure out your priorities. Because I'd rather lose sleep over the one person I killed than all the ones I didn't save.
Why is she acting like I didn't just beat her in a fight? She's acting like she won that fight. What up? I know.
I know my priorities.
Gotta go. Peace and love. Peace out, bro. Thank you for stopping by.
I'll find him somehow.
Let's go do that, birdie. He did the first half in character as Peter, and it took me like 30 minutes to get through it. That's so sweet. Really should have given us the Carnage DLC. That takes me off. Yeah, the guts, the teeth. Yeah, dude, I really wish they did a little bit more with Carnage. Hopefully he's in the third game. Where's the music? Is there supposed to be music right now?
Joyriding?
Top 3 mile suits in the game. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Let me look through. Let me see. I'm a big fan of the upgraded suit, but I'm also a fan of the track suit. Gotta love the, where's Capodega? Gotta love the Capodega. I'm a fan of the Purple Rain. That's probably gotta be in my top 3. Purple Rain is a great suit. Spider-Verse is a good one. This one's probably my favorite one of the game, for sure. Yeah, I don't know, but I'll probably, for right now, my top 3 will have to be Into the Spider-Verse, Spider Training, Purple Rain, and Track. Just for now, without thinking about it. What was that?
Yankee? What's up?
Hey, Mr. Parker. You've been dealing with those fire cult guys, right?
Purple Rain is the worst mile suit. That's super not true. It's super not true. It's like top 5 for sure. There are some really bad mile suits. Purple Rain is not on that list.
Is the Crimson Hour about to start?
The flame can wait. I have a birdie to wrangle.
So this is how Craven had eyes and ears all over the city? Come on.
Typey types.
I think that did the trick.
Target acquired. Dispatching hunters to the corner of 67th and Lexington.
Oh no.
Adidas is the worst mile suit. Also hard disagree. I don't think it's that bad. I wish it had the hoodie Spider-Verse. Me too. That would be my favorite mile suit for sure.
They're already here.
Most people will call it the toothpaste suit. That's a pretty good descriptor. Oh hey guys, I probably could have gone in a little bit quieter.
Lifeguards Spidey reporting for duty.
Probably could have thought about that. I don't like how dark it is right now. Should I just do middle of the day? Let's do dusk. Overcast. Overcast is fun.
By the pool. Hey, I brought my suit. Where's yours?
I love how many I'm just able to whip off the building. Hey. I don't think I've actually punched a single one of them yet. And I don't intend on it. All I gotta do is let gravity do the work. I don't think I knocked out a single one. I think I just let gravity do all of it. Peter had better quips in the first game. I don't know, man. Fresh out of honey is a pretty solid quip. Are Times Square and Grand Central Station explorable? No, they are. I can go to Times Square in this game. I don't know about Grand Central Station. I could probably get there. I just can't get like inside of it.
Who's there?
10th anniversary mile suit with the blue and purple. That's this weird one, right? It's just the legs that are weird to me.
You think I'm Craven?
Will this be a short stream? I'm not sure. We don't have that many missions to go through, but I might be rocking some stunt Spidey for a little bit. I just wanted to finish the game on stream.
Reunite. Let us hide and seek, like old times.
They can't see me.
How come we get to pick the suit for free? He didn't. Nobody did. I didn't change it, dog. Oh, well, I guess I did. Oops. I was just looking at the suit. He didn't. He was just talking about the suit. I wanted to look at it.
You never cared to hear me play, but sure, remember this. I'll see this.
I wish they went through with this storyline too. This is about the chameleon.
This game's nearly done.
I don't know how to play chess.
Checkmate.
You found my secret. But who lies with me?
I'm gonna die down there, aren't I?
This definitely is. This is a really like spooky mission. It's so cool. I wish they did more with the chameleon. And it's funny because you can get hints of it too. Like that kind of looks like a chameleon playing a guitar. All these ones with the faces. All of his masks.
Great hunter. Yet your trophy is painful in comparison to mine.
What the? Is that my mask? Wait. Is this the chameleon's apartment? I thought we put him away years ago.
When I fled Volgograd, I never thought I would find a place to call home. But I am happy here.
Looks like he graduated too. This tech is insane. Craven's drone snapped a photo of him mid-transformation. I knew something was off about Craven's
I dared to ask them about the cake. They're so based. Yeah, that's rough. Guess what song is playing on the piano? Should I go up and try to guess it?
More secrets. This looks classified.
That's a lot of redacted. That's a lot of redactions.
Building schematics and hunter logs? The chameleon was keeping tabs on Craven, too. This is the missing persons database. It goes back almost 20 years? What did the chameleon do to them?
I gave you everything when we were children. And you
Guess the
lost
song.
me.
If you can, it's still an Easter egg. I will check it out.
I loved you.
See if I can guess it.
You hated me.
My music taste is not quite
I refused.
flawless, or my music guessing.
But you will never see me.
Need to get out of here.
I've been poisoned. Oh. I guess I can't go to the piano.
Don't worry, brother. I will do what you could not.
If only they actually went through with it, man.
Craven and the chameleon are brothers?
Spider-Man game.
Guess he has nothing to worry about now that...
Like a theme from a Spider-Man game. That's cool.
Gotta keep an eye out in case he shows up again. Yuri is not gonna be happy about this.
Blackjack or poker? I actually have. I've played both of those. 93%. We're almost there. That's the launch. I wonder if I can get there with a single web wing. Like, no edits. There, just this web wing. Let's see if I can coast. Nope, I'm going down. Oh, that was a little low. Poker's a very complicated game for some reason. Depends what you play. 3-card draw, 5-card draw. But I mean, it depends. Yeah, it depends how you play it, and like the specifications about what you're doing. But normal 3-card or 5-card draw is pretty simple overall. I'd have to have someone re-explain it to me, but I'd be able to get it pretty quickly. What do I have left? I think I just have the flame left. Oh wait, do I have spider bots left? I think I gotta find some spider bots. I have one more spider bot down here. None there. None there. None there. Okay, I have a single spider bot left to find. Great, love that. Yeah, I got one spider bot left to find, and it is all the way in downtown Brooklyn. Sick.
I was growing up, I helped coach his youth baseball team here. Every game we played, parents talk more trash than the kids. Myself included.
What's up, Liz? Welcome back in.
Hey, Robbie, you got the photo? I think it's a good one to close my submission with.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But I'm a bit surprised you're stopping now since you left out 2 of the biggest parts of New York. The Spider-Man.
I mean, I don't know if they're that big. And they are kind of controversial.
Everything I see in these photos. All the stories and history and life.
Am I finally unbanned from donating? I don't know, man.
I bet they have some idea.
Carson donates a lot. I don't know. I kind of want him to save his money. But I at least respect the fact that he hasn't donated since I've said that he's not allowed to. He very well could have just done it if he wanted to, but he respected it. What a hero. Impulse control, Carson. We love a disciplined guy, a good old W. Carson for donating nothing. Yeah, W. Carson for doing nothing, because it was exactly what I asked him to do. Yes, Carson, you're unbanned, but seriously, please don't donate your money. Like, you don't have to. Like, I sincerely appreciate you just being here, talking, chilling, vibing. And streaming yourself, running your own community over there. It's very admirable. When you get donations, when you finally get donations monetizable on YouTube, I will definitely be dropping something for you. What up, Stitch? How's your night? Alright, so I gotta find the spider bot. It's somewhere in here. Let's start on the border. No, don't give me your 80 bucks from your dad. That's your, you said that was a child support or something. That you definitely, that's for you, dude. Trust me, I do not need the $80. I love how you're not a YouTuber that thinks you're above everybody, like the king and stuff. Why would anyone think that? First of all, like, that's just a bad mentality to have no matter who you are. And I've always kind of said, like, it's going to sound corny and people might not believe me, but I really don't care. It truly doesn't matter what happens with YouTube or what happens with social media. it doesn't really matter what happens. I'm never gonna really like change who I am. I'm gonna improve who I am, and I'm always gonna try to be a better person, but I'm not gonna change my morals and my beliefs. And like at the end of the day, like the golden rule still does apply. Like you have to be kind to others, and you have to treat others how you want to be treated. That involves like you can't put yourself above other people. Like that's not a good way to, and especially not a good way to foster a community. Like it's one of the things that, not to get into this tangent, it's one of these things that like does bug me when I see some creators who kind of like exploded up into fame and who are kind of don't really know like the struggle or the hustle. And not even beyond that, it's just the fact that like they're very cocky and they're very arrogant, and they think as though they think as though they're entitled to all of these people who are donating their time and energy to support them. And that's not really the way it's supposed to go, man. Like, you know, like I can't speak for anybody but myself, but all I can say is from my perspective, I don't think that's the way it should be. I think you should be appreciative of the people who watch you and support you and give you that platform. And in terms of being appreciative, you can't be above them. You can't act like you're above other people, man. You gotta, you know, like we're all people on a floating rock. There it is. In a space of infinite nothingness. Why would I act like I'm above anybody else? Nailed it. That's what I'm saying. Like some YouTubers, when I go on the stream and would say I'm starting my own thing, they would, you know, like not care because they're monetized, or would be like they're better. Those people just suck, man. Like any genuine real creator is always going to support you on your growth to trying to start and do and trying to create, man. Like I don't honestly, look, at the end of the day, I don't care how many followers or how many viewers somebody has. If you can't respect other people and you can't be a considerate human being, then I don't think you deserve to have a platform. And it's just as simple as that, man. Like I'm not saying you have to be, you know, a savant. You don't have to go around being a saint. Like, I'm not a perfect person. Nobody is, man. You don't have to go around being that kind of person, but like, at the very least, appreciate the reason you have a platform. Like, I feel like there's such a disconnection with social media, man. Like, I got into a huge tangent here. I'm sorry. But I feel like there's just this huge disconnection with social media. Number one, with creators. There are so many creators who, again, like I'm saying, they don't understand the struggle. Like, they got the overnight success, and they're just rocking and riding with that. And yeah, they have to work hard. Sure, everyone does. But, like, I don't know. There's something different about the creators who, like, genuinely do appreciate every step of the way.
No cultists.
And I feel like, am I crazy to say every creator should at some point or another be like that? You should appreciate. Is it crazy to say you should appreciate your followers? Like, no. Yes. Is that you know, an arbitrary or a outlandish thing to think that you should be real with your followers, with your supporters? Because at the end of the day, I don't even see you guys as like followers. I don't see you guys as subscribers. I just see you as people. I see you as like, oh man, you're in my stream again. Like, you know, and also I understand that I can't have what I have without you guys. Like, it goes in tandem. I wasn't saying that you were, that I was saying in general, I'm glad that you aren't. Oh, yeah, no, I was just going on a tangent. They don't realize sometimes how lucky they are, because like I grind, and least appreciative I get 16 views a video, and a lot more people. Like, dude, that's what I'm saying is like, so many people, and a lot of the bigger creators are so desensitized to the numbers, and so desensitized to all of that stuff. Like, they don't get it.
These bombs before they can hurt the civilians in those buildings.
Do I have a time limit? No, I don't. Okay, that means I could take my time with this.
So this is the Crimson Hour. Burning Brooklyn and everyone in it to the ground. Way too late to try to evacuate everyone. That rooftop bomb alone could take out the entire apartment building.
We all knew this day would come. Or at least the worthy did. The unworthy?
Do you not like IShowSpeed and Mr. Beast? They're overrated to me. I wouldn't say I dislike them. I don't think I have any problem with them. Like, in terms of from a creator standpoint, I don't think I have a problem with those people. At least not to like, at least not to like a bigger level, you know? Because like at least from what I've seen, I've always seen at least those two creators you mentioned as an example. I've always seen them have a level of respect for others, you know, and it's something that you just notice in somebody's personality and how they treat and talk to other people. Not everybody has that, you know.
Perhaps he won't come after.
But I will be completely honest. I used to watch Mr. Beast. I still do watch, you know, the occasional video. Most times I'll watch a Mr. Beast video as like a Joe Bart react, because I'm a big fan of Joe Bart. I'll watch his reacts of the Mr. Beast videos before I watch a Mr. Beast video. And that's just me being honest. Nothing against the Mr. Beast video. It's just that's what pops up, because that way I get the video and the reaction at the same time. I get both. But IShowSpeed, I will be completely honest with you guys. I don't think I've actually seen or consumed a single piece of his content before. I know who he is, and I've seen like shorts of him, and I've seen like TikTok edits of him, and he's a hilarious guy, super entertaining. I personally just don't watch him as a streamer. But that's just me. Like I don't have that much time to watch streamers. You know, I watch a single streamer, and it's Joe Bart, and I watch him on YouTube. IShowSpeed is my husband. No, he's not.
You won't get away, Spider.
Why can't I take this guy out? Okay. Why was it not letting me take that guy out? Alright, well there we go. Now I guess I'm going in loud. Maybe they don't see me. Hold on, these guys don't see me yet.
Alright. The other cultists still don't know I'm here.
Yeah, I know, I'm good. They still don't see me. Now they see me.
While I defuse these bombs? It's hard to focus on two things at once.
It's kind of sad how there's like so less of the real YouTubers out there, you know, like people that were actually thankful. Well, I mean, let's be fair here. Not being grateful doesn't necessarily make you a creator, you know, like a real YouTuber isn't necessarily defined by their gratitude. I feel like it should be, but it's not. Like a real YouTuber is somebody who makes content, you know, that engages with the community on some progressive level. But unfortunately, a real YouTuber doesn't have to be thankful. I think a genuine creator should be thankful, especially for their audience that gave them a platform, especially if it's your full-time job. Life tip, never I don't know who that is, so I don't think that would be a problem for me. Thank you, though.
Why are the bombs going offline?
Great. Yuri.
You don't want to see like a person that's not doing it just for the money. I think if you're a creator and you're in it just for the money, you're in it for the wrong reasons, for sure. Like, money can be a motivator, but it should not ever be your only motivator for making content. Did I miss a lot? No, you're good, bro.
You? Nope. Still not a
But no, money should never be your motive for being a creator. You should never want to create something just for the sole reason of like, oh man, I can make a lot of money off of this. Cause like, why are you shouldn't go into a creative field thinking that, cause you're just gonna taint it. That's one of my biggest problems with, I mean, amongst other things, I have a bunch of problems with AI creators, quotes around creator, people who create with AI. 99.999% of the people who create with AI are just doing it for a monetary gain because they don't want to put in the work to actually make the content, but they want to see the result of monetary content. So they're like, oh, I could just do AI to automize it. And that's why I hate YouTube automation. YouTube automation pisses me off so much because like you're not doing anything and you're basically filling up the space of a creative space, and you're honestly wasting an account in a creative space just posting AI crap.
Something's off. Tonight's what the flame's been waiting for. He should be here.
If you're going to leave, just leave.
Who do you think is gonna win the beef battle, the AI or Miles? Miles AI versus Miles. I wrote this note. I have a note in my phone that I wrote, and I'll read it if you want. But it's what I predict will happen with AI, and what I actually think, how I actually think the world is gonna go in terms of creativity. And it's kind of sad, but at the same time, it kind of gives me a little bit of hope, knowing that like, it's never really going to get anywhere for AI creators. Like AI creators aren't really going to get anywhere, in my opinion. They're gonna ride the hype train for a couple months, and that's about it. Because AI creators aren't sustaining. Like they're reliant on a program to do the work for them, and they're so lazy. Like at a certain point, they're gonna get so lazy that they don't even want to do the automation. Why is everything in this city Oscorp?
It's not working! Got any ideas?
We derail it.
How are we supposed to do that? Believe we're doing this?
My friend, like, doesn't sound like he cares about his fans or audience, but off camera he truly does care and is thankful for every step he has. It's different. What, did I miss a QTE?
Last shot!
I totally missed, like, the first two of those. Well, what do you mean doesn't sound like he cares? I mean, if you care, and that's it, you know? And you can see who cares and who doesn't through their effort, not necessarily who sounds like they care. Because the last thing you want to be is somebody who sounds like they care but doesn't actually. You got me curious on the note, you should read it. Oh, okay. Let me read it. It's not really like a note, or hold on. In the legal space, we're seeing literally agents and publishers with anti-AI clauses. Yes, yeah, like that's good. Here's the note that I had, and it's not really like a note. It's more so like here. This is what it is. It's a long one, so bear with me here. But this is what I'm gonna say, quote end quote. But this is what I wrote. I literally wrote this after the gym one day when I was just pissed off about AI. So here it is. I wrote it January 3rd, 2026 at 5:21 p.m. All right, ready? Quote. Taking my biased anti-AI glasses off for a moment, I genuinely do think that this is the way the art community and AI will evolve to. Currently, we are at each other's throats now, but eventually we will reach a point of exhaustion where no one budges and the fire all dies down. Real artists will never use or rely on AI for their creation and won't budge on it. And AI users will never learn how to make things for themselves and won't bother to try. Eventually, we will reach a world where we live in two separate bubbles, unable to coincide together. Real artists will continue to create and support other real artists the same way that we always have, creating things from concept to reality, communicating with other real artists, getting genuine feedback, and learning to hone and improve their craft. AI users won't engage with these projects because it's quote-unquote outdated. And any who do engage will at that point will just be ignored by the real artists. And on the flip side, any AI users will continue to use AI and only ever get feedback from those also using AI, an endless circle of generating things that they didn't create and accepting compliments that aren't real from other people who created nothing. This is a weird fake reality that we're moving to where genuinely nothing is created, nothing is real, and nothing is genuine. But if it works for them, then it works for them. Real artists simply won't engage with these posts anymore because we are exhausted, and we don't support them and we can't change their mind. And that will be that. Any new, quote, advancements in AI will be taken like candy to the AI users but ignored by the artists that are making advancements in their own genuine creations. Any companies that use AI for marketing because it's cheap inevitably will lose sales and turn back to artists, finally realizing it's more expensive to use AI in the end at the cost of being genuine. AI users will continue to live in their bubble and keep making the things that make them feel important. I'm sorry, I messed that up. AI users will keep living in their bubble that makes them feel important for continuing to create nothing, blinded by their own reliance on AI to see the trap that they put themselves in. And artists will continue to create like they always have. Nothing will change that. Nothing can ever or will ever stop that. The only thing that can save art is the artists who continue to create it genuinely. Unfortunately, we will not reach a middle ground where we will coincide. We will not coincide. These two things cannot live in harmony. Creation cannot live with the same thing that is destined to destroy it, and creativity cannot live with those who refuse to use it. It's sad to say, but that's the reality that we are in with AI evolution. And at the very least, this provides comfort to the real artists knowing that at one point people will go back to appreciating their work. Their work will never go unseen or unappreciated. Let the AI users do what they want. Their mind is already made up and it can't be changed. They are unable to think for themselves without a program telling them what to think. So at the very least, protect art the only way we can by continuing to make it. End quote. That was a big one, but I literally wrote that like after a pump when I was just like so pissed about AI. Because that's genuinely like, whenever I'm on Threads and whenever I'm on like Twitter, I genuinely lose hope for humanity when I see the mindset of some of these people.
My embers told me about
like it's just exhausting seeing the way they talk about this. Because it's so stupid. I can't actually wrap my head around how few brain cells some of these people have when they're talking about it. Because they don't realize what they're doing. They don't realize what they're saying or they don't realize the ramifications of their actions. They're just like, oh, I can make pretty images with a single click.
I prophesied. And Oscorp sent out some of this treatment for safekeeping.
AI users are lazy losers. Overall, yeah, but we can't really generalize AI with generative AI. I think I made that point a few streams ago. I said AI is different than generative AI, and we need to make the differentiation between the two.
That's what all this was for. And when the Crimson Hour rolls over this earth.
Yeah, Carson, I could talk about AI and how anti-generative AI I am. I could talk about it forever, but the problem with it is I genuinely feel silenced because I can't talk about it with people who are pro generative AI because they're morons. And I mean this in the most simple way I can explain it. They're just not smart people. Like, they just don't have critical thinking skills. They cannot have a conversation that ChatGPT doesn't tell them what to say. Using AI to generate AI... What? What does that mean? You should make a long-form video about trashing AI users. If I made a long-form video about AI, I wouldn't use it to trash AI users. That would be... I wouldn't want to trash people. I would want to try to encourage them not to do it. That's honestly, that's one of the problems, and I will be honest about it. All of the people who are anti-AI, such as myself, one of the biggest problems is the fact that we continue to trash people who use AI, but that's not what we should be doing. We should be encouraging them to use art. We should be encouraging them to create the right way. But again, the problem with that is you can't encourage somebody who wants to cheat. You can't encourage somebody who wants to take shortcuts. You can't do that. Like, you can try, but you can't change their mind if they are stone set on just faking their way through it. Like, you can't do it because they don't want. You can't fake passion. You can't fake art. And these people only want the result of it. They don't want to put in the work for art. So, like, you can't... Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, you can't convince somebody to be passionate about something. So, therefore, you can't convince somebody to not use Gen AI because they very clearly have no passion.
Thanks, but I need some time to myself.
What I wanted to say is that I don't think using AI to generate images is something bad, but you cannot actually call it art. I would disagree. I think using AI to generate images is bad. And using it as art is also bad, because that's when you get to the point of your statement. I understand what you're saying of like, oh, we could generate images all we want, but as long as we don't call it art, it's fine. No, because that's a problem, because it runs into the whole problem of like, oh, art is subjective, anything can be art, or nothing is art. Like, it's all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, image generation should not be a thing that exists, period. Because image generation, by its nature, is theft. And that is a problem. The thing that pisses me most about generative AI these days is the deception, like in ads and stuff, false advertising. Yeah, I mean, again, we can't stop that. So the only thing I do is I just don't use brands. I boycott brands that use AI. If I see a brand use AI... the second it does that, I just stop using that brand. So like Coca-Cola, for example. I haven't drinking a Coca-Cola in probably 7 years. What about character AI? Also dog shit. Like anything that's generative AI, you don't need to use. There's no reason for it. But like Coca-Cola, they used one AI ad, and I'm never going to purchase the Coca-Cola again. Even if someone asks me to buy them a Coke, I'm not going to do it. McDonald's. I used to go to McDonald's every now and then to get like a cheat meal. McDonald's used an AI ad. I haven't gone to McDonald's in 4 months. Like, anytime, it's very little, and I'm sure my money isn't making any bit of a difference. But at the very least, I can get myself out of the situation that's using AI. Because I don't want to be a part of it.
Perhaps they could have chosen a different location.
And also, anyone who uses AI to market like their products or something they're selling is just an idiot. Like, if you're making a product, use the product to market it. And if you have to use AI, maybe you have a crappy product. McDonald's used AI. It did, yeah. It used Gen AI.
I'm awaiting your call.
What do I do? What do I do? There's just a fire here, but how do I solve the fire? 95% complete. What do I have left to do? What do I have left? Huh? Oh, I have these. I forgot I have all of these finished things. Someone needs to get you on a podcast, something to talk about this. Love your take. Again, like, here's the thing. I would love to, but here's the problem that we're at with AI, is that I hate saying it this way because I always try to have such an open mind. But here's where we're at with AI. Everybody in the world is in one of two camps at this point. They either hate AI or they love AI, right? It's one of two. Like, we're at the point where you can't casually use AI to generate things anymore. You can't casually use generative AI anymore without being in one of the two camps. And I hate saying that, but that is the truth. Like if you're against AI, then you're against AI, and if you're not against it, then you're for it. But if you're indifferent on it, then that's also part of the problem. But the thing is, like, if I were to be on a podcast to talk about this, it wouldn't matter. Like, as sad as that is to say, it wouldn't matter. Whoever has me on the podcast, whatever their stance on AI is, if it's supportive of AI, we're just going to argue the whole time. No matter how civilly both of us try to bring up points, we're not going to agree. And no matter what they say, I'm not going to agree with it. No matter what I say, they're not going to agree with it. But if they're for AI, we're just going to spend the entire thing agreeing with each other, dogging on AI, but no one's going to listen to it, you know? Like, that's the biggest problem, is we're at a point where you can't convince somebody who's so heavy on AI to not use it. Because they rely on it.
What the hell was that?
I wish I knew.
Alright, these are all Miles missions.
Got a new voicemail.
Spider-Man, we need to meet. Come to Coney Island. I have an urgent matter to discuss with you.
I meant more that you articulate your points well, and sometimes people just need to hear someone explaining clearly and realize why there's a problem. Here's the thing. First of all, thank you for that. That does mean a lot to me. I try my best. I used to love to have conversations in, like, English class with English professors, and, like, I'm heavy. I love philosophy. I'm huge on philosophy. But, like, here's the problem with that. And it's not necessarily the problem with the way I articulate my points. I saw something about this the other day. I'm going to keep politics out of this, but I am going to explain this in a way that I saw the video say it. I will keep politics out of this, but I'm going to just explain what I saw in the video. When you're arguing with somebody who is inherently a hateful, narcissistic person, you can kind of guess where this video was going. When you're arguing with somebody who is a hateful, narcissistic person, you can't use logic, because the part of their brain that is used to understand logic doesn't work. You have to use emotion to attack them and to get through to them. My problem is when I articulate my points and when I talk about my points, I don't use emotion. I use logic. I break the points down logically. But every person who I discuss this with, whether they're pro AI, or if I'm discussing, you know, politics with people who are MAGA, I am not. Those people don't use logic. They don't. You have to use emotion to get through to those people, and you essentially have to emotionally manipulate them, and that's something that I just can't do. Like, I don't know how to emotionally manipulate somebody if I'm trying to. Like, that's not something I know how to do. What I do know how to do is I know how to think critically, I know how to come up with a point, and I know how to debate that point, and I know how to articulately make my way around words and make what I'm saying make sense. But I can say what I say, and I can make it make sense, but I can't have somebody understand it. This stream might get banned for you bringing MAGA into this, but here's the thing. Isn't that weird? Isn't that wild how, like, all I have to do is bring up an acronym and the stream could get banned? Doesn't that say something about that party? Anyway, I'm not gonna get political into this. I've already expressed my stance. I'm incredibly anti that. I like my drinks nice and warm without any ice in them. But anyway, let's let's get away from that point, because again, I'm trying to keep this away from that right now. I'll talk about that another day. I really don't mind, but this was an AI rant. Anyway, the point that I'm making is that it's very hard to articulate your points with somebody who doesn't use logic who doesn't understand logic, you know? Whoa, is that a possible stunt Spider-Man? Is this a possible stunt Spider-Man? Yo, y'all see what I see? Is this a possible stunt Spider-Man? Can I get through this thing? I can. Some people say I'm in the... Hold on. Some people say I'm in the lane, right? And I understand that because for some reason, I don't know why, but silence, like pure silence, make me uncomfortable, and I don't know why trying. Silence makes you uncomfortable, or it makes other people... You should be president. I would hate to be president. That would be like my least favorite job in the world. Ever. What do you mean, Carson? Explain it a little bit better to me. Oh. Some people call me annoying, and the reason is because I talk all the time because silence makes me uncomfortable. I wouldn't really say that's annoying. I would literally just say that silence makes you uncomfortable, and that's a valid thing. I think it's valid for you to say silence makes you uncomfortable. I get that, but I also think you need to consider the fact that sometimes silence is comfort for other people, you know? So I think that there's maybe a balance. There's nothing wrong with you talking in those moments because clearly it works for you, but for those people it's not working. So it's either a matter of like you need a different friend group, or you need to learn how to regulate yourself around those people and express yourself freely in other situations. That way you're not impeding on what makes them comfortable, but they're not impeding on what makes you comfortable. You get what I'm saying? Trying to work on it, not talking to... Well, no, don't do that. Don't do that, because like you want to talk and you deserve the right to be able to. It's just in those situations people are uncomfortable with it, but that's nothing. That's like me, dude. Y'all tune in. Alright, I'm gonna go do the Mysterio thing. Y'all tune into my streams. I have not stopped yapping once. Don't get me started on philosophy. If you haven't read it, I recommend the book The Pig That Wants to Be Eaten. Was gonna add to stance on the trolley problem, but maybe another time. The trolley problem's fun, man. Well, not really fun. It's weird. I'll keep that book in mind. The Pig That Wants to Be Eaten. So, yeah, those philosophical questions are very interesting.
Okay, where's Beck?
I know I can talk too much sometimes. Sometimes I'm aware of it. Again, there's a balance, bro. There's a balance to find.
You killed them?
Don't act surprised. You've known from the beginning who you're dealing with.
What the...
The trolley problem is interesting because it depends on the circumstance that changes people's answer. So, like, pretty much everybody says that they would flick it to get one person instead of 5. But then when you change the situation, so now it's one person you know versus 5 you don't. Book of Thought experiments, interesting. I'm gonna get in trouble for staying up and watching your stream. Interesting, man. Like, maybe go to bed. No, what a hero though. Chris, if you have that book on hand, I would love if you read me a couple of those conundrums, because I'm interested in them. And I'd love to actually think about them.
So all that stuff about someone hacking into your Mysteriums was a lie?
Not of mine.
hate awkward pauses in conversation. They make my skin crawl. I think what you gotta learn how to do is you gotta learn how to fill the awkward pauses in a not awkward way. And honestly, what's a great way to do that, a great way to fill awkward pauses in a not awkward way is you ask the person things about them. People love to talk about themselves, man. And that's just the psychology of a human. People love to talk about themselves. So if there's ever like a dead point in a conversation, find a way to make the last thing that was said relate into how you can make that person talk about them. Like, 'cause, again, people love to talk about themselves.
I find this highly entertaining.
So all that stuff about someone hacking into your Mysteriums was a lie?
Not of mine. I spent years behind bars, waiting for technology to catch up to my vision. And now, thanks to you, my illusions are inescapable. You are mine for eternity.
Oh, that's just a dude.
Uh-oh. Bad guys everywhere. If this is like the other illusions, the more baddies I take out, the closer I get to escaping.
Is that guy wearing a smock? Why don't you stop yapping? Yeah, because I think I finished the point that I had and then I just locked in. Is this channel only fun and games and jokes? I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, I'm all about positive vibes on this channel, no matter what I'm posting.
Come closer and I'll show you.
Oh, you want to play fetch? Let's play.
Why are you doing this, man? You could have used your powers to make
This feels like I'm fighting Doctor Strange in the mirror dimension. This channel actually teaches me a lot about cosplay. Yeah, man, I love doing that. Are you gonna stop streaming after all the Spider-Man games? No, nah, I have more stuff to stream.
Beck?
Keep fighting. Keep doubting. It is the only way to defeat him.
Wait. If you're here, Mysterio's out there.
How is that happening? Enough of this! I'll end you myself!
Will you now?
You actually think you can defeat me? This is something!
Where'd you go?
Everything that has happened is because I wanted it to happen!
Now you're just making excuses.
Give up now, and I'm...
Damn, bro, I got him in like one move.
It's over.
I don't know if you saw my message, but I was wondering if you had any tips for college or whatever. Could I get accepted for next year? Dude, first of all, congrats. That's awesome. Good for you. Tips for college. Jeez, dude. I would say there's a balance that you need to find. The first balance is have some fun, but the second balance is it's lock-in time. You know, like, and the balance is you gotta do both. You gotta.
Nice try.
You have to both lock in and not take yourself too seriously, because again, you only go to college once. You only go to college once, and you certainly don't want to waste that experience. But at the same time, you only go to college once, and you don't want to waste that experience. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there is a balance. You know, focus on your studies, do good in school, focus on your major. Make sure you go to college for something you want to go for. You know, don't unless it's like general education, which is totally fine. Yeah, cleared it out.
We can't let him do this! Give me everything!
New York for mechanical engineering. Engineers, thank you, you're the best. Gotta go, dude. Peace out. Thank you, and also congrats again. I'm getting
Time to
dizzy.
get out of here.
The sim is down. Get it back.
I'm trying.
It was Quentin. He made us do this.
Where is he?
Help. In here.
Yeah, Weber, bro. If you do get around to checking it out, would love to hear your thoughts on some of them sometime. I could yap or listen to yap philosophy, morality, and science for hours. Dude, me too. I'm super into that stuff. Philosophy is fun. Philosophy, emotional science, morality, that type of stuff is fun. And it's amazing to me how many people don't really, like, dive into those concepts, you know? 22-6, where's the Tasm rap? Oh, damn. I gotta write that.
Should clear things up.
I feel you, bro. I'll get it done. I mean, in all fairness, it took me 9 months to get between the 2 and the 3.
Good luck, man.
Alright, what do I have left? I only got room for the future. Wow, I just slungshot myself directly into that wall. I made the Spider-Man 3 wrap my alarm clock. No way. Dude, between all three, the first one sucks, I'll admit. The first one's awful. I listened to all three of them again today, ironically enough. The second one, I think the second one has the strongest start, where it goes like, second time around and you know the deal, Peter Parker's got a life that he's got to conceal. I think that's like one of the strongest starts. The third one, I think it has the strongest the third one I think has the strongest lyrics overall. Or it has one of the strongest flows. But I do think I improved a little bit with every single one of them. The first one was not great. I have a past problem that I don't know if I can ever get over it. Do you have any advice of how I would get over it, you know? Can you give me a little bit more context to help you out here? I mean, in a general sense, you don't want to let the past control you. You don't want to let the past define who you are. And you certainly don't want to let your past affect your present or future. But with more context, I can kind of better assert if it's, you know, like, what to do.
Put him down already.
My favorite lyric in the third rap was "Where do all these guys come from?" That's a good one. My favorite one is, God, how does it go? It's when I said "good riddance." God, but how did I loop that in there? Oh, I think it's his. Now we got our new suit, better swinging, stronger, hitting, nighttime, sandy fight, follow up, good riddance. It's affecting Peter bad in every single kind of way, but you got some tile to him now, so what can I say? So, oh wait, where'd it go? I was about to read that.
There's an ambulance not too far away. I'll drop you right off.
I hope you're not afraid of heights.
Spider-Man. I thought I was done for.
Just a little bit farther.
Oh, right into the truck.
Oh, you again? Figures. There you go. Everything's going to be all right.
Can always count on you, Spidey.
That's a weird way to scale the building. I can't spell so well, so I use the microphone to, like, you know, speak into it. Kind of messes up my words. No worries. If you're not going up the building with the 1-2 stickaroo, you're not going up the building. Imagine how much web fluid he wasted just to get to the top of that one building. Well, that was a weird little spin. What up, Techie? It is going good. I think we're on the last mission. Yeah, 98%. This should be the last thing I have to do in this game before we 100% New Game Plus. Sorry, I'm gonna go have a good stream. Dude, you're okay? What's wrong? I just need you to explain the problem so I can help. Are you liking your new Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit? Dude, it's awesome. Definitely one of the better suits I own. What do you think is the best minion in the Despicable Me franchise? Kevin. No, Stewart. I don't know, I'm just naming random names. I'm hoping I hit one. Alright. What am I looking for?
Uncle Aaron? Where'd he go?
Zombie Hunter Spider-Man suit? It's just a normal Spider-Man suit with the cape, right?
He did have a stash here.
They all copied and pasted the only 3 minutes. Yeah, there's only 3 designs. Or, like, roughly a few designs.
What is this stash for? These are blueprints to my apartment building. He wouldn't plan a heist there, would he? Better get home quick.
He wouldn't plan a heist there, would he?
What are you doing, Uncle Aaron? Really hope this isn't what it looks like.
We are going to steal. Pause. 40 effect. Did I just swing through that fire escape? That was kind of cool. The moon!
Uncle Aaron?
Bob and Val are especially short. Interesting, are they?
These pictures of Dad and Uncle Aaron when they were kids. Dad's record player is gone. Did he steal from us, too? That's one of Dad's records. Christmas Baby. Uncle Aaron's still here?
Don't have the body part right now. I mean, hey man, anybody can wear the mask. Ain't no requirements beyond that. Wish I had the hairstyle, Miles. I like the hairstyle in this game.
I knew I couldn't trust you.
Miles?
Don't Miles me. What are you doing here without breaking parole? You said you were retiring the Prowler. You lied to me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down there.
Mijo?
Mom?
We were going to surprise you, but...
Okay, what's going on here?
When you started helping out your uncle, I was inspired. Despite all the things he did, you forgave him. So I decided to do the same and help him out by co-signing the lease on this apartment.
Thanks again, Rio.
Do you think Uncle Aaron will die in Spider-Man 3? That would be tragic if he did. I really don't want to see that happen. That would be terrible.
Prowler's in the rearview mirror. I want us to have a future together.
I can see it happening realistically, though.
I also said I'd find a way to thank you, didn't I?
What is it?
Some tech I was prototyping before I got caught up with Roxxon. Could come in handy.
It would be a reference to Spider-Verse. Yeah, I mean, it would... I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it could happen. I feel like if they did, it would need to be a very Miles-centric focused story.
Making room for the future. One floor up.
Hey, that's my mural.
Can't wait to try this tech out.
What tech did he give me? Oh, that's progress 100%, bro. But now, how do I get ultimate level beyond that? Because, like, there's more things I can unlock. Like, I can still get ultimate level... Like, ultimate level 7, ultimate level 8, ultimate level 6, not, like, ultimate level 9, bro. Like, how do I get ultimate more? I can't, like... I just gotta get an insane amount of XP. I just gotta play through New Game Plus another time, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna do Stunt Spider-Man now, because we got a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of Stunt Spidey for you. Which one should I pimp out gold? I mean, we gotta do the web shooter, right? Because that's not a waste of materials. Incoming message about thought experiments. Sorry, these are over the character limit, so I thought experiments are like 2 to 3 pages meant to get you thinking morally. Okay, that's fair. The trolley problem is in there, but also some of the others are the title problem about genetically engineered pig that wants to be eaten with an understanding of what that means. Oh, so oh well, I leveled up ultimate again. Wait, I'm already 5? I thought I already was 5. Consents and whether it becomes morally wrong. There's the experience machine, which is matrixy, which can help you plug into the machine and gives you a completely happy life that can't be distinguished from reality. With the question about happiness versus authenticity, one of all of your memories being replaced or slowly altered, are you the same person? That's the same as the boat one. You heard of the boat theory? That one philosopher with the boat? Predictability and free will is if someone could predict every choice, are you still free? My favorite is about teleportation machine, teleporting to Mars, but destroys you, recreates you. Are you still you? What survives? Those are all really interesting. Pick one, and I want to talk about it. I don't care which one you pick, but all of those, every single one of the ones you mentioned, I want to talk about. I just don't know which one. But now I got to do Stunt Spider-Man. Philosophy scares me, dude. It shouldn't. It's super enlightening, and it's like it's just fun to think about. So let's switch to Peter. Let's go with the teleportation. Okay, so the teleportation one is, let's say tomorrow, and I want to get you guys' opinion on this as well, everybody's opinion. Let's say tomorrow they invented teleportation to Mars, right? But the teleportation is, you're not actually teleporting, it's destroying every atom of your body, perfectly copying it, and then sending it to Mars, and then reanimating you on Mars. You have all of your thoughts, memories, feelings, emotions, all of it's still real, but physically you're a different person. You're still physically the same person, but you were molecularly destroyed and then brought back as that other person on Mars in their form of teleportation. Are you still the same person? Like, are you still the same you? For me, I would say, oh shit, it's hard. For me, I would say no, you're not the same person. Wait, would I say that? I don't know. Would I say that? I don't know. What would I say on that? That's an interesting one. It would happen every single time you teleported. It would destroy you and then reanimate you. Why can't I think right now? That's a really interesting one, and I know about it too. Let's think here. Because, like, that then begs the question: is what makes you who you are? Is who you are as a person physical, or is it the things that are inside of you? So like that's essentially the same essence as, like, this is a very hyperbolic example, but it's the same essence as saying if I transferred everything non-physical about me into a computer, and then I gave you that computer, am I still real? Am I still alive? I'm going to say no, that you're not the same person, because the analogy I just made makes it make more sense. If you transferred all of your thoughts, everything about you that isn't physical, your thoughts, your mannerisms, your actions, all of these things that are not your physical being, all of those things that are not your physical being, but they were put into something else. Let's say they were put into, I don't know, a coffee maker, and that coffee maker can walk around, it can move around, and it's still you. Would you still say that's you? No, you'd literally be a computer. That's what I'm saying. Is I don't think you're the same. You're not you. But like on an internal level, you are. You know. That's the interesting part about this one. Is like internally, you technically are, because everything about who you were is still the same. You're just physically in a different form. So if that's the question, then I guess like the real kicker to that is, with your soul be trapped in the computer, you guys are missing the point. Like you guys are not catching the analogy I put down. If that's the case, then it begs the question of who are you? Of like, is what makes you who you are the physical embodiment of you as a person, or is it the things inside of you that are just sitting inside of that physical shell? Because, or is it a combination of all of it? I think it's a combination of all of it, and that's why I say you're not the same person, you know, because you're destroying that person and then putting all of those thoughts and memories into somebody that's not you, but nobody would know the difference. That's a fun philosophical one, because it's the things inside of you. But that's my point, Davin, is like, if I were to imagine everything you know about me, everything about me as a person, but instead of it coming out of a random dude in a Spider-Man mask, it's coming out of a computer. But it's all the same. It's the same voice, the same talking style, the same mannerisms, the same syntax, the same, all of it. All of it's the same. There's just not a physical form to do it. Is that still me? It becomes more clear if the original you also survives and becomes an exact clone. Yeah, that's another thing, is like, again, let's bring up the computer analogy. Is if everything about me got transferred into a computer, and that computer could think autonomously from everything else, but then I also survived, which one is me? It's still me, right? The computer's not me, it's a replication of me. The same thing can be said with the copy of you. If you were to teleport yourself, and then the original one actually came back, the copy isn't real. So the new one count more as a clone more than the original? That's the thing, though, is like, it's not necessarily a clone, because it was never intended to be a clone. It's just you, but it's not the original you that was destroyed. I think my solidified answer on it is no. It's not you. It's a replication of you, and it's no better or no worse, but it's no longer the original you. And that's my final answer on it, because I think the analogy is made more clear when A, you bring up the computer analogy, and B, you bring up the concept of if the original you survives. So that's kind of my stance on that, but it is super interesting. If you are a combination of body and mind, then teleportation breaks the continuity. Even the copy feels like you die, but if everything that makes life meaningful carries on, I'm not sure identity is doing much work as we think. Yeah, that's the crazy thing, is like, that stuff could all happen, and then like the world still turns, you know, like everything still goes. And here's the thing is like, whether you were the original version of you or the disintegrated clone version of you, it doesn't take away from the fact that meaningful things in your life can still and will still happen. Well now here's one to trip you guys up. Here's one to trip you up. Imagine if tomorrow you met another version of you, and that version of you told you that they were the original, and you were the one who was animated into life with all of their memories. What would you do? Like, are you believing them? Are you believing that they're the original, or do you know you're the original? Because there's no surefire way to know if you're the original or if you're now this fabricated clone. Because like, what do you do in that situation? If like the first, for instance, is that you're the original and you have that clone and then you survive. But now imagine this, you wake up tomorrow and there's the clone. Oh no, you wake up tomorrow and the original comes back and tells you you're the clone. What do you do? Like how do you go about life knowing that like there's two of you now? That's a real kicker right there. I think I would fight. I would fight to the death. Is that in the book too? That would be crazy if it is. Cause like again, like how do you? I would ask them to prove that they're the original. I would ask them like how can you prove you're the original and I'm the clone? And then I would ask them like, well then what happens to me? Like if I need to die now for your existence, what happens to me? Like, do I just cease to exist? Is my consciousness do we share a consciousness? That's wild. I would drop the other me inside a factory chime. I'm gonna change the title of stream. I just updated the title of stream. Not that it matters, but once the stream gets uploaded, I want it to be congruent with what we're doing. Who added all these launch points around the city, man? Your lightsaber video taught me a lot. Thank you for helping me use my lightsaber. Dude, I'm happy to help. Can you see my chats? Yeah, you're right there. Do an Optimus Prime expression? What, like a quote? Is everyone in your life a clone in this scenario, or is it like you suddenly have the unwelcome twin and you share everyone you care about with them? So imagine in this, for instance, let's say that your life as you know it right now is exactly how it is, right? And tomorrow, let's say you wake up the same way you think you would always wake up. You wake up, you go to work, you text your significant other if you have one. You know, you say good morning to your parents, you go to school, you go to work, whatever you're doing, right? You're gonna go through tomorrow the exact same way you always would. Nothing about tomorrow changes, except for at the end of the day, when you get home, there's another version of you in your room, and they tell you that they are the original. No one else in life has a clone, has an original. You're the only one that has this happen to them. So now, from your perspective, you're the one who was created last night, and you have no recollection of it. And they tell you this. They tell you that they traveled, they portaled last night, and you were created because of it, but they ended up surviving by accident. Because you have all their memories. You think you've been here for, you know, X amount of years, but you haven't. You've actually only been there for a few hours. That's trippy. That's where it gets weird. What if I am the clone? Dude, but that's what I'm saying is, like, I would have to know. I would ask them to prove it. Like, how can you prove I'm the clone? How can you prove you're the original? And if you can't prove it, then damn, bro, we're about to fight. What doesn't tell me the new me is the... What? What if you're the original? That's what I'm saying, dude. How would you know? If another version of you shows up and tells you that they are the original, he could be lying. But in the same way, you wouldn't know. If he told you, hey, I'm the original, last night you were created and you got all of my memories. Like, how would you know?
Got a gift for you, Spidey! Don't let up!
Oh, there's a thing there? Oh, the person.
There's an ambulance nearby. I can take you to it. Oh my god, thank you.
My head and heart hurt right now. That's the point of philosophy. Maybe controversial, but I don't think it would matter. If there's no way to know, fundamentally nothing changes in the sense of self. Well, here's the thing, is like, in terms... Hold on, let me get some water. I've been talking for a long time. You're not wrong. In the sense of self, from the perspective of everyone else on the planet, nothing changes. The only thing that changes is your perspective. Knowing that there's another you, and knowing that only one of you there can only be one of you. That's where it gets convoluted. That's where the sense of self changes, because you start to doubt if, like, if you're even real. But to the perspective of everybody else on the planet, you would never know. Nobody would ever know. Even the clone would never know. The next morning when they woke up, they would never know. Like, that's the beauty of this question, is like it's purely internal. I'm in a band. Do you have a song we should play? Stacy's Mom. Your existence is a coincidence. All of them are. It's not really a coincidence. It's more so like evolution tied and paired with unsurmountable odds. Like the odds of actually being born and being a human are insurmountably low. But I wouldn't say they're coincidentally low. Coincidentally would mean like it's well, maybe coincidentally is like a very low statistic, but then again, so are the odds of being born. So technically, you might be right. If it came down to only one can survive, doesn't matter which one survives. Again, I think to the perspective of everyone else, no, it doesn't matter. To the perspective of the overall world and its well-being, no, it doesn't matter. It's only to the perspective of... It's not even to the perspective of the clone. It's purely to the perspective of you.
Fire department's on its way, FYI.
Because no matter what, you're the one who either has to sacrifice himself or sacrifice the other one.
Stop the fires before they could hurt anyone inside. But that was close.
You're missing my chats. No, I'm not missing your chats. Everyone's talking about philosophy and you're saying I should play a Sonic game. And I saw that you said philosophy was painful. I was just probably in the middle of talking. My bad, bro. Alright, let's do at least one stunt Spidey before we end stream. We got 100%. Let's do at least one stunt Spider-Man move. Right now we're just talking about philosophy. Akane's here. Akane, I heard about your cake. I heard about your Hear Me Out cake. And how many reptiles are on that thing? I either want to do one stunt Spider-Man or just keep talking about philosophy. But I'm having fun talking about philosophy. We're talking about philosophical questions right now. From my perspective, you never stopped streaming. Maybe I never did. My side or Kiki's side, they were both questionable. Would argue most people dislike the sacrifice idea because they don't want to leave this world behind and are scared of what comes next. If you're worried about that, there's a version of you that gets to carry on this world regardless. It's an easy one to answer. Well, that's, again, like, that's the thing, is that's why it becomes such a heavy question to answer, is, like, it does become scary because you don't want to leave. But also, think about it this way, like, you also don't know how long you've been here. You don't know if you're the original who's been here for, you know, X amount of years. But you also don't know if you're the copy who's been here for only a few hours. What is this? Oh. Like, yes, you'll be able to have, no matter what, you'll be able to take comfort in the fact that you will still exist. But the consciousness of whichever one of you is being sacrificed,
that gas truck blows up, it'll take out the whole block.
Would be very.
Has anyone seen my gas truck?
Will be very strange.
His slabs won't stop us.
When will you stream again? Dude, I'm streaming right now. Where'd that guy come from? I thought I took down all the nests. I had one reptile, Kiki had 6 or 7. Oh yikes. Depending if you count the Balrog, I would count that as concerning for sure. If you had a clone, how will you know if you're the clone and not the real you? That's literally what I've been saying for the past like 20 minutes. Similar question. Hyper-realistic VR, absolutely indistinguishable from real life in every way, all the senses. If you didn't know you were in a simulation, you'd think it was real. If... Oh, that's only the first half. In that VR, for example, you visit London, walk around, see the sights, then you leave the VR and you're back in the US. Have you been to London? Interesting. I think that's actually a pretty simple one to answer. I would say no, you haven't been to London. Because it's no different than playing a super realistic video game, other than the sense of the immersiveness, you know? You know what, I'll do you one better, actually. I'll do you one better. Have you ever seen the movie Avatar? When Jake Sully goes under into the Avatar conversion and he takes the consciousness of one of the native people, did he actually visit Pandora? Like, did Jake Sully ever actually visit Pandora? Because technically, physically, he never did. But then we get back into that discussion we had a while ago about what makes you who you are. Is it the physical embodiment of you, or the things that you know, fill that up? Because if we take a matter of it's the physical body of you, then no, you did not go to London. But if we take the fact of it's all of the things that are not the physical body of you, then yes, you were to London. I would say my answer is no, you haven't been to London, because it's like playing a super realistic video game. Like right now, I'm not Spider-Man in New York. It feels like I am, but I'm not. Even when I dress up as Spider-Man and I'm hanging off of a building, I'm not actually Spider-Man in New York. Yeah, that one, I wouldn't know if I would label that one as a philosophical question. That's more of like a logical question. Everyone's asking good questions, but I can't think of one. Am I dumb? No, you're not dumb. In fact, one of the more fascinating things about philosophy is you don't have to be the one asking the questions. You can be the one answering them. And also, Chris literally has a book that she's reading from about these philosophical conundrums. I take no credit for these questions. No, I mean, they're from the book, but you're still providing them for us. Here's another philosophy who made God. Huh? Here's another philosophy. What was before life? That's not really a philosophy one. That's kind of just... I don't know if I would label that as a philosophy one. It's kind of a basic one, because like no one knows. And there's not a lot to ponder over. Like you could say that the universe has always existed. You could say that the Big Bang brought everyone into existence. You know, it's like not that many great suits in this game, if I'm being straight honest. PDF of the book super easy to find. My physics teacher gave me a copy in high school, but it's been a conversion starter. Dude, it's such a good one. I could literally talk about those for hours. if that was a rough corner.
All pets belong on a leash, especially these.
We don't know what was here before we arrived, and we don't know what will be here after we are gone. Dude, that's truth
never
though.
Send a robot to do a hunter's job. Though I'd beat them too.
That's one of the things that makes that that question not necessarily a philosophy question, more so like a questions of the universe kind of thing. Still valid nonetheless. It's still interesting. Damn, that was loud. Alright, I mean, we're kind of just swinging around now, dozing off. If there's any other philosophy topics, let me know. If not, we will call it for the night, because it's been a decent stream. We got the game finished. That's kind of what the goal I wanted to do. But I don't want to just be swinging around all night with nothing to do. I have one. Alright, bring it on. What you got? What's after you go to heaven? Again, I don't really know if that's a philosophical question. I mean, it kind of is, but that's all dependent on if somebody even believes in heaven. There are some people who don't believe in heaven. I have a lot, literally 100 of them right here. Yeah, I know you have a lot. Tacos or burrito? Depends on the mood. What's the next game you're gonna stream? Can you put up a poll? I might do, last stream you guys said you wanted Jedi Fallen Order, so I'll have to buy that. I would say I have money, because you guys did a lot of donations last night, but I don't. I spent all of those donations on the stupid Temu video, where I had you guys recommend stupid cosplay items. I literally, like, pretty much every single donation you guys sent last night, I spent, and a little bit some from my own pocket to get a bunch of the stuff you guys recommended. So, like, I'm super looking forward to that video whenever that gets released, or whenever I make that. But just know, when you guys do donations, it goes right back into the channel. I use it to fund stupid videos. But no, Jedi Fallen Order might be on sale. Every time I get a game on PlayStation, it manages to be on sale. Hold on, someone left one. I have a question. I don't know if it's philosophical or not. What makes an action good or bad? The results or the intention? Like, if you still do a good deed just for yourself, does it still consider good? That brings up a good topic of, is there ever truly a selfless good deed? Because doing something good that's good for somebody else, if it makes you feel good in a way, some would consider that to be selfish. But what you're saying is, what makes an action good or bad? Was it the result or the intention? That's interesting, man, because you could have good intention. You could have good intention, but that was a plot to a Friends episode, yes.
And if anyone needs help again,
you could have good intentions, but the deed actually wasn't a good thing because you tried to do a good thing, but it wasn't. You could also do the opposite. You could have bad intentions and end up actually doing a good thing. If you try to do the right thing but cause harm, are you morally better off than somebody who intended harm but failed? I think... man, it's rough. You know what? Actually, I do have my answer. I think my answer is almost entirely... and this might be a hot take. My answer is almost entirely in the intent. The intent behind it, the true intent behind it, is what makes the act morally good or bad, morally reprehensible or commendable. Because you got to look at it from a broader scale. If we're looking at simply good or bad actions, let's say giving a homeless person $20 versus taking $20 from that homeless person, clearly one is a good deed and one is a bad deed. The intent of one was to give $20 to someone who needed it. The intent of the other was to steal $20 that you did not need. But if you broaden the scale of it, it kind of makes it easier to see. And ironically, the first thing I thought about was content creation, ironically enough. Instead of a good deed or a bad deed, imagine posting a video and having it do well or not do well. You can't control the outcome of what you do. All you can control is the intent of it. You intended on making a good video. You intended on that video reaching a large audience, and you intended on that video doing well. But you can't control if it did or didn't. You can heavily influence it. You can heavily try to sway it one way or the other, but you can't control it. And the same can be said for your actions. The same could be said for your actions. You could do something with the morally correct intent and it could just not work out. I thought crime was crime. Crime is crime, but that's not what I'm saying. That's a very one-dimensional viewpoint. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is the intent behind something is what makes it good or bad, not necessarily the result, especially if it's an accidental result of the opposite intent.
armored truck getting robbed. Must be a Tuesday.
If you try to do the right oh, okay. Sure, you're not secretly a lawyer. Intent is a huge part of whether a crime is actually a crime. I'd be a terrible lawyer. I thought crime was crime. Crime might be justified. Well, yeah, that's the thing, is like crime is crime, but crime might be justified. You're right. It depends. Like, if someone breaks into my home and I injure them through self-defense, technically, from a certain perspective, I assaulted that person. But from a second perspective, I defended my home. You know? So my intent was not to hurt that person. My intent was to defend my home. So that's a matter of like, the crime is, yes, I assaulted that person, but the justification of that would be because they committed a crime of breaking and entering, you know? So I had a legal right to defend myself. But I mean, if you really expand the horizons of that, let's go somewhere where you don't have a legal protection. Let's go on, you know, the side of the road. Some dude walks up to you, tries to mug you, and out of self-defense, you know, happen to have a baseball bat in your backpack and you smack him upside the head with it. You did it out of self-defense. Your intent was good. Your intent was to defend you and those around you. But your result was you you assaulted somebody with a baseball bat. And you don't have the protection of saying, oh, I was trying to defend my home. Yes, you were trying to defend yourself, but you weren't trying to defend your home. Do I think that that's, you know, a bad thing? I mean, you defended yourself, you know? But that's where we start getting into the nitty-gritties of it all, you know? I just died because I looked at chat. Sorry, guys. I think the intent is more important in most cases. Like, the intent is not the thing to justify the action, but it's the reason it's why you acted. Well, yeah, it is. Like, it for sure is. The intent is 100% justification. Well, not necessarily valid justification, but the intent is a lot behind it. Because, like, that's why I say context and critical thinking is so important. Because so many people look at situations as black and white nowadays, and that's just simply how you can't be viewing things like that. Like, there's always a gray area that you need to be looking through, like a lens you need to be looking through, that isn't black or white. It isn't tinted one way or the other. Super late, but I was in the game with the bros. Dude, no worries, we're still up. So the means justify the goals? Not all the time, though. Like, not all the time. Because, again, like, you could have a really good intent but do a really bad thing, and the ends don't necessarily justify the means. Like, that would be a case of, like, Thanos. You know, do the ends justify the means? You know, he got his goal. He saved half the planet, but he also, his means was to destroy the other half. You've articulated yourself a lot clearer and been able to back up your reasoning better than some lawyers I've worked with. That's half what makes someone a terrible lawyer or not. I think it's... Well, thank you for that. I think it's honestly just the fact... I've been told a lot that I'm just good with my words and I have a silver tongue. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, but I just know that I know how to talk and I know how to, like, articulate a point fairly well without it being super convoluted. With Thanos was actually misunderstood? No, but you totally misunderstood my point. I literally said the ends do not justify the means. I said that Thanos' ends do not justify his means. He accomplished his goal. Yes, he technically did save half of humanity from his perspective. But his means were to obliterate the other half, to kill people along the way. It does not justify the end. The means do not justify the end. What are you guys talking about? We're deep into a philosophy talk right now. Can you see my chats? Yeah, I see you right there. Hello. I gotta get another sip. Thanos is the reason we have No Way Home. Can't hate the guy too much. Yeah, he's the reason everybody doesn't know who Peter Parker is. I'm just totally standing on these people's table. I didn't even realize I was doing that. Sorry, y'all. Anyway. You ruined that guy's sandwich? No, I just made it a panini press. A Peter Parker press. Like Magneto, he protected the mutant kind, but he did terrible things to the other. The intent was good, but the way of doing it was wrong. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... Those are the best kinds of stories, to be honest, is when a character is morally... They actually have a decent standpoint. Those are the best types of villains, the ones that actually have a point. I think the choice to make everyone forget Peter was so stupid. Why? I actually think it was a really... I don't disagree with the point. I think it was a really good decision story-wise. Like it's a consequence. Like it's a huge consequence to being Spider-Man. And one could argue that Peter Parker, this Peter Parker, MCU Peter Parker, has not had to suffer many consequences for his actions. So now he has to suffer the biggest consequence, and he's lost everything. Did that happen in the comics? Yeah, it happened in, I think it's like one more day or something, where he makes a deal with Mephisto. If God knows what you will do tomorrow, do you still have freedom? Yes, you do, because number one, don't hate me for saying this, God is subjective. Not everybody has to or does believe in a deity. I believe you are entitled to believe. They're going to make everyone remember Peter and Brand New Day. That's stupid. Not everyone believes in a deity. You're entitled and respected to believe in yours. And I will fight for your ability to, you know, do that and practice your religion. But not everyone does. But that's kind of like saying, like, if fate is predetermined, do we actually have free will? That's a better way to word it. I know we talked about the trolley problem, but the causing the one person to be ran over versus failing to act and saving the other five can be such a struggle. Utilitarianism would say save the five, but then you'd be directly responsible for the one that gets run over. So there's always... So here's my standpoint on it. The reason... God, it would be... I wouldn't want to hit the lever. I wouldn't want to hit the lever regardless. But I feel like in my heart of hearts... I feel like I would still hit the... I would hit the lever to change the track to one person. This is the only reason. Is because immediately, me being in that situation, being a bystander, no matter what I do, I'm directly responsible for the outcome because I have the means to solve one of the outcomes. It reminds me of a quote from Civil War, when Peter Parker says, when you can do the things that I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you. Apply that to this situation. If you have the power to do that, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you. So you did kill those 5 people. Now, I understand that the difference is like, oh, well, you indirectly killed 5 versus directly killed 1. Yeah, but on the flip side of that, look at the flip side. You indirectly killed 5, you indirectly saved 1, but on the flip side, you directly saved 5 and indirectly harmed 1. No, I did that backwards. You get my point, though. The Fate versus Free Will, I'm convinced you read this book. I have never heard of this book in my life, I swear to God. I just love philosophy, and I think about things critically all the time. You think Insomniac did the right thing with having let May die? Oh, I didn't say they did the right thing. I just said it was a really good story move. And it was the whole point behind my post was saying that they did like a terrible thing to Peter Parker. But in terms of a story, it's crazy to say this because like obviously saying like characters shouldn't die. But in terms of it's the mirror of the trolley problem. It's actually the trolley problem exactly.
Why couldn't this have happened when I'm not busy?
Actually, ever since Insomniac Spider-Man, it makes the trolley problem obsolete because I can just reference that game. And I can say, like, Peter had to let one person die to save the rest of the city. It's not an easy decision to make regardless, but you, like... Actually, Peter makes the harder choice because a lot of people, when they ask you, when people ask you the trolley question, they wait for you to answer, and then they say, okay, but what if the people, they always switch it, but it's like, okay, well, what if the people who are, like, what if the one person that you switch the trolley onto is someone you know? That's when it gets, because now there's a memory to that face, and now, like, now it makes it harder to pull that lever. In the Spider-Man situation, he directly it's the most important person to him, and he has to literally let her die. What's the trolley problem? I'm trying to follow along. Okay, so Oscar, the trolley problem is, imagine you're standing on a hill and you're overlooking a train, right? There are 2 train tracks. The first train track has 5 people tied down to it. The second train track has 1 person tied down to it. A train is coming down and it's going to hit the 5 people. There is a lever right next to you. If you stand there and you do nothing, you will let those 5 people die, but you will save that 1 person. But if you click the lever, you will change the train to the other track and it will hit the 1 person and kill them, but save the 5. If you do nothing, you are indirectly letting 5 people die. But if you click the lever, you are directly responsible for 1 person's death. What do you do? There is no correct answer, by the way. There is no correct answer. That's the whole point of a philosophical question, is there's no correct answer. But my answer has always been to click the lever, despite how hard it would be. I would, in my heart of hearts, I would try to find a way to save everybody. But if there truly was no way to save everybody, I would click the lever to save the most amount of people possible. And then I would just live with the guilt of that 1 person for the rest of my life. But then, Oscar, what people do is when they ask you this question, they wait for you to answer. And a lot of people will answer, they'll say, oh, I'll click the lever and I'll save 5 people, I'll let 1 person die. And then they change it and they're like, okay, well, what if that 1 person is someone you know? So instead of it, now it's 5 people you don't know, 5 strangers from around the world, and you don't know these strangers. They could be, they could be murderers, killers, CP addicts. They could be the worst people. And then the 1 person that you're clicking the train is now your best friend. Now what do you do? Like, you don't know. And that's when it really starts getting more convoluted, because you start toying with fate versus morality. The choice doesn't make you responsible for the saving them or being directly responsible for the death. Honestly, I'd pick to save the 1 person. Well, technically, you're not picking to save them. You're choosing to do nothing and let 5 people die. That's the difference, and that's why I think it makes the difference. Is like, you're not really saving that 1 person. You're indirectly killing the 5, and you're indirectly saving the 1 because you're doing nothing. But in the second situation, you're directly saving 5, and you're indirectly harming 1. But then it gets to the weird question of like, oh, well, is that person's life worth less just because they're alone? Like, that's when it gets really deep into it. It's like, oh, well, what is a human life worth? Are we only worth it if we're in groups? Because there's 5 of them, they're worth more as people. What if it's... And then, you get the people who ask, like, well, what if it's 1 high-performing member of society and 5 bums? Or what if it's the other way around? What if it's 5 high-performing members of society and 1 bum? Like, people flip the question every way possible, and it really makes for an interesting situation. And I truthfully think that nobody can answer that question honestly unless they're actually in that situation. Because it's a matter of what would you do? Do you choose to save? I'd pick the 5 people, and then as the other people are about to die, I push them out of the way. You're missing the point of the question, dude. The point of the question is you can't get to the, like, the point of the question is you can't loophole your way out of it, sadly. Like, that's the point of a philosophical question, is you can't loophole your way out of it. And again, there's not a definite right or wrong answer. It's not like a puzzle to solve. It's literally, does a bad person's life is less worthless than any other? Yeah, that's another thing people bring up, is like, what if it's one really good person versus 5 really bad people? Are those bad people's life like worth less now? Saw an interesting choice on the try problem. The guy said that if I click the lever, you'd kill the one guy, but if you don't, you're not responsible for the 5 other, but like that views himself. So like, again, that's where I bring up my point. That's where I bring up my mentality of like, a lot of people, again, I hate when people try to loophole their way out of this damn question. They're like, oh, well, if I don't do anything, I'm not responsible. You are, though. That's the point of the question, is you are responsible for whatever happens because you're witnessing it. And again, I bring up the Spider-Man quote. If you can do what I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you. If you have the power to save somebody, you should save them, right? But then it begs the question, should you save the 5 or should you save the 1? But I don't like it when people try to loophole their way out of it. It's like, oh, well, technically I'm not responsible. So what? The only thing that's stopping you from saving a life is whether or not you'd be responsible for it? Like, that's where it really gets convoluted. And that's where people's true colors are kind of shown, of like, oh, well, you don't really care about saving the life. You just care about if you're responsible or not. If you're responsible for the saving of their lives, or if you're responsible for taking a life, you know? Because now you're directly taking one. The edge of time argument between 2099 and Peter always comes to my mind in those situations. Yeah, like, what's important is not standing by and allowing someone to suffer or die. But here's the thing, is that in that situation, no matter what you choose, you are standing by and watching someone die. No one ever talks about the survivor's guilt that you would enact. No, I mean, it's terrible. Like, that's the thing, is like, you gotta, if you really do want to think selfishly, like, let's play devil's advocate, let's think selfishly. You got to think about the guilt that you're going to face with one of those actions. What are you going to feel more guilty for? But then again, it's a matter of, are you only saving them because you're guilty? Why is there no loophole? Because that's the point of philosophy. Like, it's not a puzzle, Davin. It's not. I'm not asking you a quiz and seeing if you can think it's not like a common sense quiz where you can kind of think your way out of it. That's not the point. The point is testing your philosophy, testing your morality, seeing how your mind works.
Some hunters are trying to stake out a
Imagine 5 people dying in turn for you. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Well, not really, but it's an interesting way to think about it. Of like, imagine if you're on the track, would you want inaction equals guilt? I agree. I think I would feel guiltier if I did nothing versus, like, at the very least, if I directly caused 1 person to die, but I directly saved 5 people because of it, I feel like I would feel less guilty. I'd still feel guilty, but I feel like You're responsible because you did it technically. I did say you're. I know. I did say you're responsible. I said you're. I said you're responsible when people were trying to loophole their way out of it. Or that one guy who tried to loophole his way out of it and said like, oh well, if I don't touch the lever, I'm not responsible. You are though. You're right there. It's the same. Like imagine that's honestly it's a really bad. I don't like that analogy that guy on Reddit made of the oh well if I just stand by and I don't pull the lever I'm not responsible. If you're in your house and like something catches fire and you just stand by and watch it and your house burns down, are you responsible for that fire? Yeah, because you could have stopped it. You saw it happen. You could have stopped it, but you didn't. And that's the sacrifice. Is whatever lit on fire, you sacrifice that one thing to save the house, you know? I feel like it's easier to answer that question when you take the human element out of it. When you take humans out of the equation, that's what makes it so difficult to answer and what makes people think a little bit more. Which is good, like you're supposed to do that. I gotta go soon. Are you about to end stream? Yeah, I'm gonna end stream soon. I'll do one more philosophical question or talk before I end the stream. But I'm gonna try not to ramble on it too far. Five villains for a series I'm working on? From what franchise? I hate that I missed such a deep stream. Nah, man. I mean, you can go back and watch the VOD if you want. Specifically, villain of the week for like Spider-Man. Do you know the Sorites paradox? What's that? I might know it if you explain it. It's about vagueness. If you remove 1 grain of sand from a heap, it's still a heap. And one more, it's still a heap. But if you keep going, eventually it's clearly not a heap. So when does the change actually happen? Okay, I actually have a good response to this. So I'm gonna give you a response, but in the opposite way. My response to this is, no, there's no definitive day that it changes. My answer is the second you remove the 1 grain of sand, it changes. So here's my response question to that. When you wake up tomorrow, would you say that you're a different person than you are today? Do you think that every day you're a different person? My answer to that, what I truthfully do think, is yes. Even on a microscopic, small, incomprehensible scale, you are a different person. Whether it is physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, you are a different person. You have grown, you have changed, you have altered. Whatever it is, you are different. Especially if you take this and you span it over a long time. So if you take you change a little bit every day. You work towards a goal a little bit every day, and in a year, you're close to that goal. In 5 years, you're closer to the goal. In 10 years, you've already hit the goal, and you're working on another goal, right? And you've become a different person entirely. So, but at what point was the change made? Well, the change was made on day one when you made the first little itty bitty change. When you moved the first grain of sand, the change was made. That's my answer, and my answer on that is insanely clear. That one, I'm not convoluted at all. I think as soon as you move 1 grain of sand, the heap changes. It looks virtually indistinguishable from the first one, but it is different. It's different numerically because the amount is different. It's different physically because the shape is different, even if it's microscopic. And if that thing had feelings, it's different on a emotional and spiritual level because it's now different. think of it like this. Like, think of it like a person. And instead of a heap of sand, it's a person. And instead of a grain of sand, it's something about them. Whether it's their favorite color, their favorite song, something they enjoy doing, their favorite painting, their favorite thing, something like that. Their favorite clothing item, their favorite food. Every day you take one of these things away from their personality where they can no longer embrace that thing. At what point do they change? And then eventually they're not even them anymore. At what point do they become not them? Well, the first time you took something, they're no longer the same person, and they've altered. They're different. That's my response to that one, and that response is pretty clear. I like that. It treats change as continuous rather than event-based. I guess the paradox only happens when we expect a clean moment where a heap flips to not a heap, but microscopic change is always changing. Yeah, that's the biggest distortion behind that, is the fact that people expect a result. They expect a physical, visible change, when in reality, the change happened the first time you altered something. And that's what changed it. Eventually it will be not a heap, but there's no discernible day that happens. It's officially just a pile of sand at that point, you know? Alright, well, with that being said, I got my final point out. It's been a W stream. I absolutely love these philosophy streams. They're like my favorite things ever. I could sit about and talk about this stuff forever. But next stream, I think we are going to do another game. I'm not sure what game. Maybe Fallen Order. I know people were voting on Fallen Order. I might do my first playthrough of Fallen Order, or a new game plus Fallen Order, whatever it is. I'm not sure. I've stayed up way past my bedtime. I've generally enjoyed chatting and hearing your thoughts. Thank you. Good night. Thank you for all of the input. I bet AI could never reach response like that, because AI sucks. Anyway, on that note, I say good night. Peace and love. Do good things. It was